Yay! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Journeying Through Spiritual Book Club, Discussion, Healing Circle, opportunity to move more for all of us, because holy cow, there is a lot going on. What an awesome opportunity we all have. And I'm very excited about all of this tonight. It is going to be fabulous. Let's go ahead and get started. Casting a circle of light, specifying that only Source, Creator, God, my healing team, and support teams be present as needed for the journeying through healing circle, book discussion, and opportunity to just keep healing more and more and more. Yes, please. I'm very excited for all this. Yes, yes, yes. Please, please, please. So may it be with a blessing, blessing, blessing of Source that we all continue to remember that we are word, divinity, and form, and that we are connected to everything, to everyone, and we are here to just keep taking everything up, up, up in frequency. So with that, I say amen and aho, and a big welcome to all of you that are here tonight in person. Guess what? We're under the full moon, new moon. For goodness sake, someday I will get these. Lately, they've just been feeling so fascinating, so interesting that I'm constantly mixing them up. It is a new moon, the moon of intense awakening. Yay for that. How awesome is all of that? Intense awakening. Who's here for intense awakening? I tell you, man, I don't know. I'm not sure that I am ready for all of it, but here I am. Let's go ahead and play with it. Let me tell you, I'm going to give you the heads up. This is a moon that is going to be an opportunity for us to just keep healing more. It's going to have a lot of that wonder frequency in it, magic, the opalescence of illumination, and the awakening frequency, which is really nice because it is an intense awakening. So yes, let's have more awakening frequency, more opportunities to just keep healing those places where we go unconscious, right? Where we go. That is absolutely freaking perfect. Thank you. We'll see how it does. I was like, speaking of intense, man, that light coming in my sliding glass door, I didn't notice it until I got on. So yay, thank you, thank you, thank you. So yes, today is definitely a day of, oh my gosh, what is going on. So it's the perfect day for us to be in the healing circle. The theme tonight, recognition and knowing. It is about day 11, but as always, if you have not read the book, you are not up to wherever we are talking about, it so doesn't matter. I get the opportunity again to be like, wow, this is the same stuff they talked about in the last section. Wow, this is the same stuff they talked about in the last book. So it is just totally fabulous, however it shows up. Yay. What we are talking about is recognition and knowing. And the way this day starts out, what stands before you today in a realized state is the recognition that how you have chosen has been informed by several things: the manifest world, your obligations to it, the sense of identity you have claimed within the common field, and an idea of history, what should be or what should be expected. If you have never read any of Paul Selig's channeled texts, you wouldn't know this, but that is a great example of a long-ass sentence, and Melchizedek loves long-ass sentences. So basically what it's telling us is we have an opportunity to realize that we have chosen all of the things that have shown up in our lives, and there is absolutely nothing wrong with that. It happened exactly as it was designed to happen for our growth and evolution. Yay! We can now forgive ourselves. Poof, we're all forgiven for everything we have thought that we have done. Okay, so that's all I have for tonight. So now we can just sit around and chat. How's everybody doing with that? Okay, ta-da! Ta-da, I'm finished. Yes. Yes. So let's have a healing on the places where we think we messed it up. I'm not going to tell you that I'm way off base with my notes, because that is a great example of messing it up. Did I mess it up? Absolutely not. This is what we're doing now. Everybody find a place where you believe you screwed it up. Doesn't matter what the it is. If you have, I was just going to say, if you have a few it's, throw them all into a bucket and we will address them collectively. Because that is what it is anyway, right? We've got a lot of collective ideas that tell us that if you haven't accomplished this by this date, if you have, if you don't have a successful marriage, if you don't have a successful job, if you don't have successful children, if you don't, oh my goodness, it just goes on and on for a long time. So find any place that works for you where you have a place where you screwed it up. Terry, I don't even charge for this humor. I love that you're laughing, and that's really what it's about. More laughter, more fun, more joy. Yes, let's go with all of that. All right, where'd you screw it up? Mine is in my throat. Oh, I've got one back here in my brainstem. And if you're new to doing this, this is just kind of how we go through a process of healing whatever shows up. It's just like, okay, I talk about it in the book. Let's find a place in ourselves, because I know that everything that is out there is in me. And as I move it from in me, it starts to move from out there. It's one of the reasons why I love doing this event. This is amazing. One, I get a lot of healings out of doing this for myself, right? All the things I read and all the prep I do, I'm constantly getting healings. But then I come here with you guys and you bring stuff up and I'm like, oh, that's a good one. Yes, I'll take a healing on that. I hadn't thought of that one. We're just, yes. I was going to say we are healing hose, healing opportunities. Kate, brain, neck, eyes, vestibular, proprioception system, nervous system, vision. We're on it, all of that. And yeah, Terry, you are lighting up like a pinball machine. Let's take a look at that. There's a lot in your immune system right now, and there's a lot in your endocrine system. Those are the two that are showing up for me. And of course, there is that hologram that is telling you you're just like ding 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 ding. Oh, something's always going off. Something's always buzzing. So healings on that. Let's go ahead. Can we move as much as possible? There. Cool. Yay. Yay. For everybody. If you don't remember this, what we do for one, we do for all, and we do it to the level that your higher self, that your soul can handle, right? We're not going to take out more than your body can handle, and we're also going to give you as many gifts and as much healing as you can handle, because that's what we're doing at this time. We're going up, up, up in frequency, and we're just keep moving whatever shows up. So July has been an intense month. We're on the 21st. I think we have like 10 more days to go. So hold on tight, man. Hold on tight. There have been times over the years that, I felt like rocket boosters were strapped to my butt. And I just like holding on for dear life and trusting how it shows up. So, yes, intense is not necessarily a strong enough word. There are a lot of other words. I actually have been spending more time sitting on my sofa and reading. And it doesn't really matter what I'm reading. I'm just like reading because I'm like, oh, let me just let this wave pass. So, yeah. Okay, I'm just like, there we go. All right. So I get it. I'm with you. I'm happy to help whoever needs help. La, 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 la. Okay, Joanna. Eating healthier. So, for those of you who have been munching, eating lots of salty stuff, eating lots of sugary stuff, I am a chocoholic. I've determined it, that I definitely am. Healings for everybody's nervous system. That is a direct result of your nervous system just being like, I can't take one more thing. And so we're going to give everybody's nervous system a big healing, transforming more the fear, the pain, the anger, the unconsciousness, the fear, the pain, the fear. Did I say fear? Yes. We're going to help everybody's nervous system. Everybody can, if you'd like, put out your hand. There is an orb. And this orb has loads of golds and blues in it. Lots of different frequencies, lots of Christ consciousness, lots of wonder, and lots of truth and alchemy. And you can put it wherever you want. If you are somebody who has been having a lot of nervous system things, like you are over indulging, what a judgment that is, over indulging in junk food, put it in your nervous system, put it in your brainstem. Gift, gift, gift. And if you're like, hey, if you're like me, oh, I could use another one. That one was really good. I'm going to put that one here in my frontal lobe. So, oh my goodness. And you can do this stuff even when you're not on a call with me, when you're not in a class. All of us have the ability to put our hands out and ask for a gift. Now, the part that gets us stuck in this is thinking like, oh yeah, I'm just putting out my hand. Who am I to think I can get a gift? Yeah. You are a powerful, creative soul, having an incarnation here on planet Earth, and you are always being gifted. Rose pink quartz, star tetrahedron. So you're always being gifted. Gifted, gifted, gifted. That's gifts for all of you. Excellent. So, lots of gifts for you guys, gifts for your nervous system. It's a fabulous thing. Lots of healings in those places where we think we messed up somehow. There are a lot of control energies that are busy telling us we have messed up, moving out control boxes, control panels, for each of you. A lot of them are showing up in your frontal lobe, showing up in your temporal lobes, showing up in your third eye. But if you have one somewhere else, we are happy to move that out. Everything that you have the frequency for, we just want to keep moving it out, moving it out. What are we doing? We are getting ready for that moon on Thursday, the moon of intense awakening. It's a fabulous thing. Kate, neck and throat. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Okay. So we're talking about recognition and we're talking about knowing. Recognition and knowing. Here's my question for you. What does knowing look like to you? What does knowing look like to you? So you know when what happens. Gentle, awesome. An instant answer and you don't have to think. Great. Tell me something that you know that you know. What does knowing look like to you? And what is something you know that you know? Aw, thanks, Janelyn. That's nice. We're all pretty awesome. Jill, I like that when it feels right. Like there's a piece that is just like, it just feels right. It's like when something fits together and it clicks in and you're like, okay, that's solid. That's sturdy. Yeah, I love that. Kate, the feeling part is a truth we can feel, right? It's so interesting to me because knowing can be kind of challenging to describe. It's just like, it's a solidness. It's just a very clear, it's like a truth. Like you said, Kate. So yeah, that is awesome. And that's what we're working on. We're going to move more of the blockages to our knowingness, to the knowingness we have in our claircognizant channels. We're also going to give a healing to the other divine channels. You know, the clairvoyance, the clairaudience, and the clairsentience. We'll work on those as well, but we're really, really focused in on that knowing piece. And I love the way Melchizedek talks about it, knowing with a capital N. It is knowingness, it is clear, it is absolute, and it's just, boom, there it is. So, and you guys, whether you know it or not, you have a ton of information, you have a ton of knowingness, and you show it every time you come into the journeying through, but you also show it in your everyday life. There's loads of things that you just know that you know. So if you have something, I always use the example of when I met my husband. I told him 2 weeks after we met, I said, you know, you're the guy I'm going to marry. And he's like, oh yeah? Really? And he stuck around to find out if that was true. But it was just a knowing that I knew kind of thing. Just like, oh, Terry, that's completely fair. And you don't have a sense of that solid feeling, but I love that you say it's a conscious decision to trust. And there really is that conscious decision to trust what shows up. Because there are lots of times when I'm like, all right, I'm just going to go with it. I'm just going to trust that's how it shows up. And there have been a lot of things lately that I'm just like, can I buy a vowel? Can I have a little more information? Okay, could you give it to me another way? Could you give it to me another way? And I just have to go, okay, almost a piece of what's the worst that could happen. And I don't believe in that. If I ask it, then I'm going to get the worst that can happen. But yeah, a conscious decision, bring more consciousness. That's always a beautiful thing. Move more of that out of everybody. Excellent. Yeah, let's just keep cleaning their frontal lobes, their third eyes. Keep cleaning it out, cleaning it out. Ever see like cobwebs? I get a lot of cobwebs. Clean all that stuff out. All right. So we have a place. See if I can find it fast. Page 143. Page 143. I love this. I haven't said it yet. I love this book. Love, love, love this book. I was listening to it in my car today, and I realized one of the reasons why I love this book is because there are a lot of times that Melchizedek says all this stuff, and then they go, and what we mean by that is, or they say a whole bunch of stuff, and Paul says, well, what do you mean by that? And they're like, let us tell you. And I don't remember there being a lot of that with a clear explanation in the books in the beginning, for sure. But I love that piece. So there are a lot of those things here. There's also a lot of places where they're talking about healing alchemy, where they are actually using references that we talk about in healing. So here's the healing opportunity. At the bottom of page 142, it says, to know the world, to realize the world in the upper room, is to claim a relationship to the world at that level of pitch or tone. The resonant field you hold has already been acclimated to the upper room. What is not yet acclimated is the idea of self that perpetuates separation. We have called it a mask. We have called it a way of knowing the self, or an idea of self that is seeking release. Now, we talk about masks in Mastery of Your Information and lots of the other classes, a mask that actually looks like a mask that you're wearing. Now, tonight I'd like you all to take a look at what mask you are wearing. It doesn't have to be over your face, but I think that's an easier place for some people to find a mask. and ask what the mask looks like. So some of you are wearing masks that look like tribal masks. Some of you are wearing masks that look like the Hannibal Lecter variety. Some of you are wearing masks that kind of look like Zorro. And all of these masks that we are wearing, because I have one too, are masks that are creating separation between us and others. Create separation. And so that's one of the pieces that we're going to do tonight. Separation, they say, is the plague on the planet. Separation makes us think that we're separate, that we're different, that, because you vote differently, because you talk differently, because you live differently, because you look different, we are different. And that is not the truth of any of us, because that's not how it is. The truth of us is that we were all connected. We're all divinity in form. We are all here having an experience, and one of the experiences is separation, and that's what we're healing. Kate saw a bandit and a Google picture. Very vague. So Kate, I see you in like a bandana. It took me a second. The bandana that is covering you, and then you also have goggles on. And so the bandana is the mask. The goggles are an artifact that we're going to go ahead and move for you, and we are going to move that for everybody. Everybody has some sort of eyewear that is not helping you see the divinity in yourself or the divinity in others. So you might be wearing goggles, you might be wearing a ski mask, you might be wearing, what else are you all wearing? Some of you have like a sleep mask on. That one's really interesting. And they look different for everybody, so you can ask. Glasses, yep. Not these kind, but glasses. Yep, glasses. Those glasses, Jill, from my perspective, they're really kind of funny because they make your eyes look really odd. Not just like they're magnified, but just make your eyes like if they were a funhouse mirror or something like that. So yeah, we're going to move those too. Nobody needs anything to make themselves think that they're separate. But this is a process, right? We're moving stuff all of the time, constantly moving those low frequency items, those low frequency energies that are making us believe that we are separate. So on this same page, on page 143, I just want to share some of these things are just love. In the middle of the page, it says, imagine for a moment that you were always seeing God, or the vibration that is source, outpictured as form and beyond form wherever you looked. So you're walking down the street and you just imagine that wherever you look, you're seeing God. Whatever your image of God is. Like, ooh, there's God standing over there by that door. Ooh, look, there's God standing over there by that tree. And Paul says, would this be disorienting, he asks. Hardly. It is what is already there, but in an unmasked state. We have said prior, you become the light that claims the darkness, that illumines the dark room. What you are seeing is what was present, and you are claiming it as it can only be in truth. The manifest divine come as what you see. Now, when I read that, and then when I heard it again, at one point I was walking and I was like, everything I look at is divine. Everything I look at is source. You know, that tree, that car. And people be like, that car is not source. Yeah, that car is made of all sorts of elements and pieces that came from the earth, that came from source. So no matter where you are looking, no matter what you are paying attention to, in truth, you are seeing source having an experience. But gosh, that could be overwhelming. And so we have to, have it be like, oh, this is a bottle and this is a phone. And we can't have that conversation like, oh yeah, everything is God. We just want to make sure we remember, oh, that's right. All of it is of God, everything. And when we want to just keep loving and blessing and loving and blessing all of that, however it shows up. Okay, we got the Mass? Check. We got the Mass. Terry. Yep. Terry says she's seeing a brand on the palm of her right hand, and it is a sigil, and underneath that sigil is an imprint. So we will help everybody with a sigil and an imprint wherever it shows up. Yep. So some of you have these imprints that look like hands. You might ask, like, where do I have a hand imprint on? If you're curious to know. If it doesn't matter to you, that's great. You don't have to know where it is in order to move it. And then some of you have imprints that look almost like a boot print. And we're working on those too. It doesn't matter what they look like. And then the sigils, like Terry said, it's like a brand. It's a great word to use for it. Sigil is like a brand or a tattoo. And we're going to move those. So a lot of the sigils are like on your hands. There's some of them that are on your hands. Some of them are on your arms. I see a couple on people's calves. Somebody has one on their foot. And once again, it doesn't matter where it is. It's not like, oh, for everybody who has them on their hand, we're going to move them. But if it's on your foot, oh, tough luck. We're going to work on those as well. So, yay, bring that to the party. See, that's a great example of what I was talking about, where, what I have an idea of what we're doing here in journeying through, and then you all bring stuff to the event that I get to go, wow, that's awesome. Wow, I wasn't paying attention to that imprint that I had, and I have an imprint on the bottom of my left foot. So the fact that Terry brought that in is like, oh, cool. And I got to move that too. So it's really awesome to have lots of people here that are bringing things in, but it's also just a great way to get lots of healing done. So, Jill, your sternum. Yep. Awesome. Move more of that too. Someone put their hand on your sternum. Yep. Yeah, and these, the energies on these sometimes are fear, sometimes they're pain, sometimes they're anger. It doesn't have to necessarily make sense. I was reading an article from somebody who was talking about like that everything that somebody had done to them appeared energetically. And it's like, it doesn't necessarily happen in a nice, neat, organized fashion. Sometimes it's, it isn't, Jill, if you don't mind, I use you. It isn't like somebody came up to Jill and put their hand on her sternum and said, oh, I'm putting, an imprint in you. It doesn't have to look like that. It doesn't have to be that kind of a situation. It can just be something that happened lifetimes ago, something that didn't happen on purpose, something that Jill agreed to. Oh yes, I'll take that on for you so you don't have to continue to carry it. Lots of reasons why we have the low frequencies in us. It's never just one thing. Good to know, right? So, what's our next piece? The true self knows and the small self thinks. For sure. Okay, here we go. Y'all ready? I would like everybody to look for your knot. Look for your knot. I'm looking for my reference to where it is in the book. Interesting. I can read all my notes and just be like, okay. Where's your knot? Where your knot is the place where you think you are not enough, that you are not your brother's keeper, that you haven't done enough for yourself, that you're not doing enough. Where is your knot? A recognition of what was not. I'm on page 149. Look at that. Look away and then it comes back. What stands before you today in an awakened state, in a recognition of what was not. I was not my brother's keeper. I did not attend to myself well. These are things that are useful so that you may adhere to the new, to comprehend the self on a new trajectory, where you're not obligated to repeat the old ideas of self that perpetuated behavior. And when one knows who she is, one does no harm. So where is your knot? Where is that place you thought you were not enough? Jill, third eye, awesome. Terry, go big, sternum, frontal, thoracic spine. Okay. We got you, Terry. That, the frontal lobe and down into the third eye, there's a lot of flagellation. I'll help you move that. Kate. Hey, Kate, you have it in your third eye, you have it in your sternum, but you also have it in the back of your head, not your brainstem. You have it up a little higher. Cerebellum. Cricket, your brainstem. Awesome. Terry, I love that you say you have no doubt. We have a lot. Those places. I have been caught up in the places where I have not paid attention to my fellows, right? To my neighbors, to the people out there in the world. And I keep like checking in and asking, like, am I doing enough? Is there something more I'm supposed to be doing? You know, because I just feel like I should be doing something, right? There's something for me to be doing. And the answer that keeps coming back to me is it's in the being, not in the doing. So I am happy to give anyone who would like a healing on this, a healing, because it's a great reminder that we are not necessarily have to be doing, right? There are times when I'm like, okay, let me just reorganize this. Let me just, make a few phone calls. Let me just write a check. Let me just, do something to help the situation. And we want to remember when that information drops in, when it's a knowing, write a check in a donation. We do that. But if the information drops in, it's like, just sit and send love and blessings out into the field, then we do that. Or just sit with that being the love and the blessings and trusting how it shows up. Sometimes, particularly this month of July, we have been hearing that how intense it is. And I believe it because it's been feeling really intense for me. And so it's okay if the message you get is to sit and be and know that you are just radiating what you need to be radiating, what you're there to radiate, and you just trust how that shows up. And Terry, that is a great lead-in. Thank you very much. Terry says, I seem to be doing for too many these days. I love this, this teaching. This is like my favorite teaching so far. Page 146, if you want to follow along there. Page 146. In the middle of the page, the magnitude of change that you are actually undergoing at a rapid state, far more than you realize, is going to render things that you once thought should always be there as gone, not to nothingness, but to what is no longer required for you to experience yourself through. I love this. Now imagine once upon a time the only way to clean a house was with your bare hands, scooping up the ashes from the fireplace and throwing them in the bin. Now you have other ways of attending to the same action. You've moved beyond the need for the old system. When you move beyond the need for a system, it may maintain itself for a period of time. You're used to it. It was a good idea. We can't let go of the good idea. But finally, you discover that there is no requirement for it. What you used to think would always be there, perhaps the telephone bolted to the wall, is now archaic. You've moved beyond the need for a system of exchange. What you are moving towards now is to a level of communication with one another that supersedes the use of the old systems. And this means that you may move to knowing. Terry is now saying, okay, what does all that have to do with me doing too much for too many people? How many of us have done that? Doing. I can raise my hand twice at least. I have had a lot of times like that. And I have to remind myself that I am doing what I am guided to do. And sometimes it feels overwhelming. And then I have to remind myself that there is a period of time that I'm doing it, because maybe I'm clearing a lot of karma, because maybe I'm giving them all the healings that they need to get through what they're going through. We're talking about people at the moment, and then that will resolve itself and it'll fall away and it'll just be like, oh, okay, now I'm not doing that. So it is an important reminder for us that when we're talking about something that's happening in our life, that we can say, oh yeah, this is happening for a period of time until the agreement is finished, until I've gotten what I need to get out of it. There's a teaching behind it, until all of the healings that are necessary around this happen, and then it goes away, and then it disappears. It's no longer there for us. And if anybody wants to raise their hand and admit that they have a phone on the wall at their house, you can do that too. Yes, Jill, the beautiful part is when you get to that point, you're not people pleasing. You are doing it from a place of love. You are doing it from a place of knowing. You are doing it for others because that's what's next for you to do. And you do it from a different space. And so, Terry, I give you a healing on the places where you're like, oh, I'm just doing too much. Because I would say you're doing exactly what is next for you to do. You just sometimes get stuck in the, why am I doing all of this? And I get it completely. I, have had a lot of times where I am triggered. I am doing too much for my kids. Oh my God. When I was their age, and then I'm like, oh, watch me go down that path of trying to make it about me. Yeah. It's not a bad thing to please people. It is not in alignment with your higher self. If it is not in alignment with your higher self, you want to stop doing it. But there might be a lot that you're doing that is totally in alignment with what is next for you to do. You're busy clearing karma. You've got agreements to do exactly what you're doing. There is a healing and a teaching that your higher self wants you to get. Yay for that. And as all of that unfolds and releases, poof, then it's no longer there, and you don't have it anymore. One day you take the phone off the wall and you're done with it. Yep, gentlemen, we're happy to give you some healings in your house. Chaos everywhere. Here it is. out there. Here it is in my house. Crazy, crazy, crazy. And we just keep giving healings. Yeah, all those dogs are like really, their nervous systems are really like, yo, I could use some more help here. So earlier this week, I was out walking and I was starting to listen to day 11. I was probably somewhere in the middle of it. And all of a sudden, I had this urge to listen to Neil Diamond. Please, everybody tell me that you know who Neil Diamond is. I don't know who Neil Diamond is. Anyway, I kept hearing the song, Song Blue, Sung Blue, and I put it on. Yeah, I put it on, and I was listening to it, and I started like dancing down the street, and I was just like, okay. And Terry, yeah, that's very funny because the next song that came on was Sweet Caroline. And I think everybody knows it, particularly if you've ever been to a baseball game or watched a baseball movie on television. It seems like there's always that, Sweet Caroline, da da da. And, and so I found myself singing Neil Diamond through my neighborhood. And then I was like, okay, enough of that. And I turned it off. And the next thing I heard was, you start humming and your neighbor picks up the tune. And that is also on page 146. And it is the great analogy for what we are up to. Yes, you all can say thank you, Bonnie, as you put your head down on the pillow tonight and you hear Sweet Caroline, da da da, because we are putting more music, more harmonics into everybody's throat, lots of gifts of harmonics for everybody's throat, because that's what we're up to. We are starting to hum a tune, and then our neighbor picks it up, and then they pass it along to somebody else. And it continues, and that's how we are transforming everything on the planet. Now, somewhere, if I could just remember what it was, it seems like it was a commercial. There was a commercial on television where it was something to do like with water, like persons walking down the street and then they kick a bucket that moves the bucket into a place where the water drips down into the bucket, and then somebody steps on the bucket and the bucket tips over and it waters the flowers, and then the flowers grow, and somebody, that kind of thing. Anybody remembers it, feel free to pass it along to me. But that's what we are up to. We start loving and blessing things, knowing, who we are, knowing how powerful we are. And we keep doing that, and it keeps continuing on. Somebody else picks it up and continues it on and on and on. So remember that you are up to so much more than you remember that you are. Yes. So before we finish, where are you struggling? Where are you going into fear? What would you specifically like to get a healing on before the new moon? on Thursday. The new moon of intense awakening. What would you like a healing on? I see loads of throats and loads of sternums. Healing team, let's go through and everybody create a design for everyone for their sternums. Do, do, do. Yeah, I'm going to sit there and sing that now. I'll be swearing to myself for singing it all night long. Lack. Yep. Happy to help with more lack. Let's put more abundance in that gift. More divinity frequency. More wonder. Yes, I would like more majesty. Ooh, there you go, Jill. All night long. I like that one. Kate will give you some gifts for your eyes. Everybody's got healings in their central nervous system. Awakening, yes. Thank you. I'm about to yawn. That's a good sign. You're about to yawn. You're like, oh yeah, let's have more awakening. That bright yellow of awakening. The more we awaken, the more we bring consciousness into everything we do, everything we say. It's beautiful. So while there's working on these designs, installing them wherever your higher self would like, I want to let you know that I am having a free event. It is called Know Who You Are, and it is happening on Tuesday, August 5th. Know Who You Are. It is an event specifically designed for people who are looking at mastery, who are interested in taking the mastery course, but it is not limited just to people who want to take the mastery course. So I'm going to be talking a lot about the importance of knowing your own information, of knowing who you are and coming from that space of knowingness. And of course, we have talked about knowingness for the last hour. So I wanted to let you know that that is happening. You all are welcome to attend, and it is going to be a great place for you to bring somebody who might be interested in taking mastery, somebody who's interested in healing in general, to invite people to that. The new mastery class is going to be starting on September 9th. September 9th. It actually, this year, it's a 999. So you want to put that in your calendar. 999 portal. September 9th. But that is going to be the day that mastery is starting. It's going to be super cool, super fascinating, absolutely amazing this year. I'm so freaking excited about how the mastery class this year is showing up. There's going to be a lot of fun stuff, but there's also going to be some, between now and then, there's going to be some opportunities for extra healings. I am looking at doing a art program with one of my daughter's very best friends online, and I'm going to be doing the healings and she's going to be doing the art, and that's going to be amazing. And what's the other thing I was going to tell you? Oh my God, it was going to be so amazing. poof, more awakening frequency for me. And then it'll all show up again. But there's going to be a lot of cool things that are happening. Transformation is happening everywhere. I know what I was going to tell you. The month of August is going to be a healing bonanza, healing extravaganza on my social media. I'm going to be doing another round of healing. We're a daily healing every single day. It'll give you something to work on. We did it last year, and I'm gonna be doing it again for as a kickoff with mastery. So there's going to be a lot of things. If you have not started following me on social media, go and follow me so that you make sure you get it. If you have friends who are into this stuff, who would like to have healings, send them my information so that they can participate in the healings. It's just going to be really cool. And it's like this craziness of July is just like building, 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 building. And it's going to spill over into August, into September, just getting us right through to the end of the year. So I did want to let you know that. And yes, I did remember that. So see, awakening frequency works. Use it all the time. More awakening, please. I'll take more awakening, please. I'll take more awakening, please. And gift all them. Yeah, perfect. So those designs have been installed in everybody. Activate the new design, activate the new design, activate the new design. And yes, Terry, there's a little craziness with all of the people becoming more conscious. It's just crazy, 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 crazy. And it's all good. And we just keep reminding ourselves that, we're here for it. Yay, we are here for it. I was just checking, let me make sure I got all of the healing stuff in, and I did. Yay for that. So, cool. All set? Yes. All right. Here's the thing to remember for the next 2 weeks. You are exactly where you are meant to be, having the exact experiences that you are designed to have. And your job is to keep saying, I'm here for it. I'm here for it. I love and bless it all. I'm here for the teaching. I'm here for the healing. I love and bless it all. I'm here for the teaching. I'm here for the healing. I love and bless it all. Just keep loving and blessing it all. And Terry, Joan and I are often telling each other that our higher selves are just up there laughing their asses off. That is just the funniest thing ever to watch us go through all of this stuff. It's better than any comedy show ever. So yeah, just keep telling yourself you are fabulous exactly as you are, and you're becoming more and more fabulous every single day. So just keep reciting the truth to yourself, trusting yourself how it shows up. It's fabulous. Excellent. I want to thank you all. You all are so amazing. I love, 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 and bless, bless, bless all of you. You are totally amazing. Of course, if there is anything you need, please send me a text. Please know that I am around for you, and I am available for any kind of help you need. I'm happy, happy, happy to help you. See, if I help you, then I'm helping myself. So I'm just a selfish bitch. Yes. Take advantage, man. Take advantage. All right. And with that, I seal the field under the light of that one true source creator God, the one who is all the magic, all the joy, all the awakening, all of the love. and reminding us all that we are connected regardless of what goes on, that we are the love. Oh, Jill's thrown in one last song. Goodbye, farewell, Avidas and adieu. That's what it is. There you go. I want to thank my healing team. I want to thank the support teams. I thank all the help I get from an energetic point of view, but I want to thank each and every one of you who take your time to show up here, but more importantly, you're out there being the light. You're out there just growing, glistening, lighting up the world. And that is so incredible, so awesome. I love and bless each and every one of you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hope you all have a fabulous new moon experience. If you need help, let me know. And I will see you in 2 weeks on August 4th, and then 2 weeks and 1 day later, August 5th, for the Know Who You Are event. Make sure you click on register when you see it show up in social media. Love you guys. Have a great, great evening. Take care.